genetic diversity of gourds and calabashes. Today, as we are moving toward Christmas and New Year, I would like to remind you and talk about genetic diversity of gourds and calabashes. The gourds and calabashes are used for protecting our children from sunburn, rain, and dust. Sometimes we use them for drinking alcohol, water, serving sauces, millets, selling grain, storing milk, and those traditional healers love it for their professional activities. Storing water when we go hunting, and women do use them for scoping water. During funerals, they become very useful, those gourds and calabashes. You can also use them as refrigerators for storing your water. The most amusing part of it is if you can turn it into a musical instrument. Our mothers used to use it. They put it between their legs and then make some terrific music, very wonderful music out of it. We can also use it for bathing our children. That is our water system. In a modern world, you have in your house a bathroom with water, but we use calabashes where there are no bathrooms. I would love to ask you, the new generation, to check genetic diversity of gourds and calabashes. Try to understand them. Try to translate what we use them for in different way. Maybe some of you have not seen gourds and calabashes. Let me give you some ideas in vernacular. We have a jar. We have a wal. Kwon. We have a tuong. We have a poro. We have a damu. We have a guinyo. We have a bit. We have a wal gong. We have guara. We have a wal witch. We have a wal pea. We have a choir. A guade community kin kick little. As my father used to say, growing up is not easy. Growing up during that early days when they were growing up, it was not easy. He was very, very fond of Wangoo. When you sit down with him there in the evening roasting maize, he will tell you stories. How they used to go hunting with his elder brother. How they learn from the elders, like 𝙁𝙗𝙇, because both of them had guns, so they could go out to the national parks and they had the permission to go and hunt. And when he started talking about hunting expedition with his brothers, elders, 𝙁𝙗𝙇, because they had the gun, you could just sit there enjoying your maize for hours and hours. And he would tell you, say, look, to be a man, you have to be responsible for your family. You have to provide for your family. If you cannot provide for your family, the whole village will know about it. He said, a man or a woman have to be sharp, strong, and nobody should rule out cruelty. If it comes to protecting your family, or the homestead, or the clan, you are entitled to use all means possible to protect your people. If you are not strong, if you are not sharp, if you are not capable of providing for your family, everyone around you will see you as a person who has no skills. In fact, they even consider you as a dead man walking. Everybody in the village, their wives, whole people, will be making fun of you. Sometimes they put it in a song, the best way to keep records in our home state. Even your own wife will start insulting you because she sees you as not man enough to take care of your family. In the old days, hunting expedition could be compared to a pet, which would bring a lot of people together. Today, we, the people of 𝙁𝙗𝙇 land, we threw down our spears and listening to no one except ourselves with our ego. Let me get back to something important. When I started talking about genetic diversity of gourds and calabashes, I did it because I want to refer to two brothers who I can compare them to hunters, who recently sent audio recording to our people in our language about the 2021 election, telling us who to vote for a parliamentary seat or local seat, who not to vote for. I had all their audio recording. Let me start with one. Who is a politician? According to my own analysis, my brother, you are very divisive and trying to hang dirty washes outside instead of leaving them inside. You are accusing your colleague of not being capable of doing the job they're elected to do. You accuse them of buying journalists 20,000, 50,000 pounds, Ugandan shillings, so that they could be heard outside the parliament, but when in parliament, they don't talk at all. You went as far as accusing some of them for cheating on the actual people. When they're coming home, they use the whole vehicle. When they're almost in Kampala, the very nice vehicle comes and picks them up. And you want your colleagues to come out and tell us when they are going to step down. Let me tell you, my brother, charity begins from home. You said some of your colleagues like partying the whole day, the whole night. My brother, let me tell you one thing. If you're living in a glass house, don't start throwing stones because it will eat your glass house. It might eat your glass house. You see, we should try to avoid causing confusion. Among ourselves. You went as far as claiming to be a good debater. That is fine, but use that debating skill of yours to try unite the actual people, but not divide them. I agree with you when you say charity begin at home. Maybe it is time you step down so that the rest can follow your example. That is why when I started recording the Wangoo, the fireplace, today I turn to genetic diversity of Gourds and Calabashes. You and the rest of the Achuelis are representing those diversity within ourselves. Here we should not be destroying it, but we should be trying to bring people together. You said you have built a hotel. You bought a car. That is okay. That it's fine. It's what we want from our people. If you can grow up, if you can build yourself a house, if you can build yourself a hotel, if you can build yourself a car. But let me ask you a simple question. When you build that hotel, did you build it in the name of 𝙁𝙊𝙇? When you buy that car, did you buy it in the name of 𝙁𝙊𝙇? Let me tell you something, my brother. You build that hotel is in your name. It's in the name of your children. It's in the name of your clan. That is fine. You bought a car. That car is in your name. That car is in your family name. That car could show a respect for your clan, that you did something with your life. You didn't build it for 𝙁𝙊𝙇 people. Let's be honest. We are there to represent our people. But don't lie to the people that at least if I go and people will see that I've built a hotel. Nothing. You build a hotel for yourself, not for the 𝙁𝙊𝙇 people. If you build a hotel in the name of 𝙁𝙊𝙇 people, it would be a different story. That 𝙁𝙊𝙇, I offer you this hotel, it is yours. Whatever money is coming from that hotel, you do whatever you want to do with it. Or that car you're driving. So don't lie to us. Don't. It is nice that you build a hotel. We respect it. We respect it. And we understand. But don't take us all to be fools. Let me move to another YouTube audio from one of our brothers, who is a bit diplomatic. He came out, started with apologizing to the people of 𝙁𝙊𝙇 land, and those he might have offended with his music. But the only thing I can tell you, my brother, you really don't have to ask for forgiveness. We have a history in 𝙁𝙊𝙇 land that the best way to preserve our secret is through music. When you put something into music, it never go away. Years after years, you will hear people singing, you will hear people talking about it. In 𝙁𝙊𝙇 history, we keep our record in music. When you are a thief, when you are a killer, we sing it out, and it is recorded in music. That keeps reminding us, because if you go back, you'll find that history that happened long time ago are recorded. Things like 𝙁𝙗𝙄𝙗 𝙁𝙄𝙗𝙄. Some of you may not understand it, but if you go back and try to check it, you'll find out why they say 𝙁𝙗𝙄𝙗 𝙁𝙄𝙗. You know, everything is recorded into music. I don't see any reason why you should really apologize to anybody, unless those people are low, they don't even understand themselves. Then you can apologize. You all talk about people who stayed long in politics. They don't want to step down, that they should leave for the younger generation. I agree with you. It is time to groom the new generation to take over. But our young generation of today should also give us a sign that they are capable of running actually land. You talk about actually agenda. Actually have their agenda. The Wangoo, the fireplace, that is actually agenda. It is there from Monday to the next Monday. It is time you, me, and other actualists go back to Wangoo and start sitting there with our children, teaching our children, telling our children what we stand for. My father used to tell me, you cannot wake up in the morning, you don't even make your bed, you don't even brush your teeth, and then you just run to clean your neighbor's house while you have not done yours. You have not cleaned your house. That is madness. So let me tell you, we are now heading towards Christmas and New Year. Let me tell you, I actually have the agenda. The agenda is Wangoo, the fireplace. It had been there for a long time. We don't have to look for another agenda. We just have to shape it to fit into what we want. We have the actually chiefdom with all the ingredients, in it, actually chiefdom. Where we should be talking about the short-term and long-term development strategy, where we have to talk to our chiefs and to our paramount chiefs, and we have to give them the respect they deserve. But we don't. We keep crying, we don't have agenda, we don't have a plan. We have a plan. The plan is there. The plan is the Wangoo. Activate it. The plan is the chiefdom. Activate it. Why is the Baganda kingdom, the Bunyoro kingdom, they activated theirs? Why are we not activating ours as actually? Instead of sitting there, fighting one another, calling one another stupid, calling one another not to doing enough, while you yourself, you're not even doing enough. When you start something, you spoil it. Activate the Wangoo, the fireplace. Activate the actually chiefdom. Respect them for what they are doing and come out. The plan is there, short and long-term plan for development of our children. Activate it. You cannot activate that when you go around dividing people, killing cows for your supporter to eat, and you think you are now better debater than anybody else. That is stupidity. It is stupidity. And it has to stop. Because if we don't even realize that we have our own agenda, we have our own short and long-term development, we have our chiefdom, we have our Wang-oo, the fireplace, we are not going anywhere. When you only talk about, yeah, we are the only people who have, who can unite. If you go to Amur, they are not united. You go to Kitgum, they are not united. You go to Gulu, they are not united. But it is only us in Pade who are united. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. And it should not be accepted. If you are very divisive, just pack and leave Acholi land for people who don't want to divide Acholi into something smaller than what they are already. We the Acholis, we like complaining and doing nothing. Let's wake up and think twice about genetic diversity in Gourds and Calabashes instead of talking division. We had a saying in Acholi language that 𝙁𝙊𝙇𝙗𝙗, unity is strength. Don't start creating a house without foundation. You are all bound to fail. Try to embrace one another, and let's make Acholi land a place of love, as it used to be, where Wangoo, the fireplace, every evening, if it is not raining, everybody sits out. The mothers, the fathers, the sons, the children. You know your roots. You know who the people are. You know which calabash you use. You know which jar to use when you need it. You have the chiefdom. We have all those chiefs. Try to give them the little respect you can, even if you don't believe in them to be chief. Because you will never get the real chief back. You can if you want, but then do it in a proper way. Now that we move toward Christmas and New Year, I want you to think about the genetic diversity of Gourds and Calabashes. Thank you for listening. Wang-oo will continue giving you and letting you know what is happening in Acholi land. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.